Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another video. It's that time again to look at some of our Week 5 college football predictions. We're going to look at the non-top 25 games and try to predict the outcome for every single one of them. The winner, the loser of all these games, the final score. We'll also take a look at our best bets, the money lines, the spreads, the over-unders for every single matchup. This is our non-top 25 games, so the games that are really good, but the teams are just outside of the top 25 because those games all still matter. We still have our favorite teams playing. We still have good football. We still have teams that in the next couple weeks, they will find themselves in the top 25. If you want a breakdown of our top 25 games, make sure to check out my videos that just came out earlier this week. That's where we go over the top 25 ones, but this is the non-top 25. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, drop them below. Do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts on these games? Let me know who you predict is going to win the matchups. I will respond to every comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. Let's go and get started, run through these games. The very first one we have is actually one of our Friday games, 10:30 p.m., a very late one. The 3-0, the Houston Cougars. This is Fritz's team here. Fritz's team, since he took over this team, he had to flip the roster, had to put a lot of work in. He's starting to see the fruits of those labors. They're playing really good football. They're playing good offense. You know he always has a good defense. They're playing really good defense. They'll be on the road here versus the 0-4 Oregon State Beavers. I hate to say it, since the Pac-12 got dissolved, I feel so bad for Oregon. They've been poached, they've been beat up, they don't have a home. The Beavers, a 18.7% chance to win. Houston, a 81.3 rep in the Big 12. Cougars are 13.5-point favorites, a 47.5 over-under. This Cougars team, Connor Wegman here as the quarterback. The guy's been around, but they're slinging it this season. 32.7 points a game. Connor's on the ground, almost 300 yards rushing. They're throwing for 187.3. They're running for 201.3, only giving up 9.7 points a game. Yes, the schedule hasn't gotten too rough, but they're winning the games, and they're winning them handily, beating Colorado last week. Oregon State, 15.8 points a game. That's not going to cut it. 249.3 through the air, 70 on the ground, giving up 39. That is atrocious. They give up almost 500 yards of offense every single game. I have Houston rolling here. They win this one 41-17. And then on 12 p.m. on TNT, the 2-1 Cincinnati Bearcats. We have Big 12 versus Big 12. Don't forget, conference football is starting to kick off right now. The Bearcats are going to be going up against the 3-1 Kansas Jayhawks. Kansas, they started out last year, top 25, fell off there the first week. That is not the case. Jalen Daniels, he's been slinging the ball this year so far. The offense is rolling right now. That's what held them back last year. Nothing's really holding them back right now. They're playing good offense, throwing the ball, running the ball, playing good defense. The Jayhawks, 69.2% chance to win. Cincinnati, 30.8. If they win this one, they're making a very strong case outside of that loss to Missouri, making a strong case to potentially be joining the top 25 soon. Kansas is 4.5-point favorites, 55.5 over-under, but do not underestimate this Bearcats offense. 40.3 points per game. Sorsby, almost 700 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's also ran for just shy of 200 yards. A dual threat quarterback here. He can extend plays with his legs. They're throwing for 254.7, running for 183.7, only giving up 13.3 points a game. Kansas is averaging 37.3 points a game, throwing for 222.8, running for 191.3, over 400 yards of offense, giving up 16.5. That's with a game versus top 25 Missouri, so you can't complain about those numbers. Jalen Daniels, almost 900 yards through the air, 12 touchdowns, 2 picks, the complete opposite of the way he looked last year. He was awful the first 4 to 5 weeks. He's been on point this season. When he is dealing, he is dealing. I got to ride with the Jayhawks here. I think they have the offense here. They are at home. They got that brand new remodeled stadium. They win this one 35-26. And on Fox Sports 1 at 12 p.m., the 3-0, the undefeated UCF Knights. How about Scott Frost coming back to his defending national champions? What was that, back 2014, 2015, when he went undefeated during the regular season? He's won like 12 to 15 games straight at UCF. Props to him. They always say it is hard to resurrect something the second time. So far with UCF, he looks like he's back to his true form. Guy, do not leave this team ever again. Don't try to chase any more jobs. This fits your style. You have the playmakers here. 3 stars in Florida. It's honestly, they're 4 stars anywhere else. The Knights are rolling right now. They'll be on the road versus the 1-3 Kansas State Wildcats team. How the heck did Kansas State? How are they 1-3 right now? A lot of people picking them to have won the Big 12 this season. They've been playing awful football. The defense hasn't been there. Usually they're very physical at the line of scrimmage. They've lacked physicality this season. Kansas State, 56.7% chance to win. UCF a 43.3% chance. Kansas State at home, 6-point favorites, 49.5 over under. The Knights, 39.7 points a game, throwing for 247, running for 202.3. This is Scott Frost's team. They're going to be up tempo. They're going to be spread. They're going to be moving fast, snapping the ball fast. They're only giving up 8.7 points a game, coming off of a beatdown of Bill Belichick's UNC, 34-9. You beat Bill Belichick, you can beat anyone, right? K-State, 24.3 points a game, throwing for 212.8, running for 108, giving up 26.5 points a game. Avery Johnson not having a bad season. 851 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 1 picks. He's supposed to be a dual-threat quarterback. If you got to run him more to get first downs, you need to run this guy more. Highest recruited player in Kansas State history. Jackson on the ground, 136. On the other side, Jackson for UCF, almost 700 yards passing. No picks yet. This might be a stretch here, but I'll go UCF pulling off the dub. They win it 24-20. 12 p.m. ESPN 2, 3-0 undefeated, the Louisville Cardinals. Jeff Brom's team, one thing I like about Brom is no matter who his skill set is on his team, he adapts his coaching style to his playmakers. He makes sure he gets the ball to his playmakers. Whatever style he needs to coach in order to get some points on the board, that's what he's going to do. He's very adaptable. On the road here versus 2-1, Pat Narduzzi's Pittsburgh Panthers. Pittsburgh, 43% chance to win. Louisville, 57. If the Cardinals win this one, they'd be undefeated, out of the ACC, might find themselves top 25 soon. Louisville, 4.5-point favorites, 57 over under. Vegas sees some points being scored. Cardinals, 39.7 points a game, throwing for 259, running for 156, giving up 16 points a game. Then you have Pitt on the other side, 43.3 points a game, throwing for 315, running for 109.3, giving up 19 points a game. This is two offenses that are doing pretty good, but Pitt, I'd have gave Pitt a better shot to win this if they didn't lose that overtime game to West Virginia last week. Louisville, they really haven't played any Power 4 teams right now. Miller Moss, 700 yards passing, not the most efficient season, but Brown, one of the better running backs in the ACC, almost 250. Holstein, the transfer from Alabama, last season had a great year. This year so far, almost 850 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's going to make this game competitive. Pitt may very well pull off the upset, but give me Louisville to win this one 30-27. On the ACC Network, 12 p.m., 2-2, Blue Devils, Manny Diaz team here. They need to get this third win. They got to get back above 500. They'll be on the road versus the 3-1 Syracuse Orange. I'll say this. If Angeli was playing this game, I would be picking Syracuse to win this game. He's out for the season. Obviously, the backup. He's been on this team for some time. He's familiar with the scheme. But Angeli having a great year, 1,400 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 picks. This is a team with Kyle McCord last season, led all of college football in total passing. They were gunslinging at 10 wins last season. All those guys are gone, but Angeli fit the scheme perfectly. He was gunslinging for Fan Brown. They were in scoring points. They have a 62.2% chance to win this one. Duke, a 37.8. Syracuse here, though, the Vegas underdog. Duke, 5.5-point favorites, a 60 over-under. The fans are going with Syracuse. Vegas is going with Duke. The Blue Devils, 34 points a game, throwing for 331.8, running for 132.3, giving up 32.3 points a game. They had a top 25 defense last season. I don't know what happened to Manny Diaz's defense. He's got to get stuff on track here. They need to win this game to get some momentum. Syracuse, it really stinks. They could have won 10 games this season. Could have maybe even been ranked this week, but without Angeli, massive loss. They're averaging 38.3, throwing for 353.8, running for 119, giving up 27.5. Mensa on the other side for Duke. Pretty good numbers. He's got 1,305 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 2 picks. You can't complain about that. He was really good at Tulane. I think Duke wins it. I have Duke winning this one 35-27. Then on the Big Ten Network at 12 p.m., the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, this is Greg Schiano's team. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to be physical at the line of scrimmage. They're 3-1 on the road versus PJ Fleck's 2-1, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Really good team last year. Disciplined team, veteran team, very solid defense. Top 30 defense last year. Minnesota, 54.8% chance to win. Rutgers, a 45.2% chance. The Golden Gophers, 4.5-point favorites, a 50.5 over-under. Rutgers, 41.8 points a game, throwing for 304.8. Rutgers used to be a lineup, run-heavy team, but they've been chucking the ball a lot. They're running for 141, giving up 24 per game. Minnesota, 34.3 per game, throwing for 240.3, running for 180.3. I like the fact that they're very balanced, but running the ball sucks up clock. You control the time of possession, keep the ball away from Rutgers, and on top of that, They're only giving up 12.3 points per game, only 41.3 yards on the ground. They're dominating the line of scrimmage. Their front seven, they're getting after it. They have Lindsey, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. Calamanis on the other side, almost 1,200 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, 1 picks. But will he have time to hit those deep passes? I don't think so. Give me Minnesota winning this one 30-24. 3:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. 0-3, the UCLA Bruins. I said during the offseason, Tennessee, get rid of Nico. He ended up leaving. It worked out fine. It completely backfired for the Bruins. They got rid of Joey Aguilar, brought in Nico. Nico was garbage last season. Not to hate on the guy. He's garbage this year also. He's not putting up good numbers. UCLA on the road versus 1 and 2, the Northwestern Wildcats. Both these teams could use this win really bad. Bruins even more so because they don't even have at least one win to their name. Foster's been fired. The team's in complete turmoil right now. They have a 25.6% chance to win. Northwestern, 74.4% chance. Northwestern, 6.5-point favorites, 44.5 over under. The Brewers only 14.3 points a game, giving up 36. That's god-awful. That's almost twice as much as you're scoring. Northwestern 19.7. It's not really any better, but technically it is technically better, and they're giving up 21.3 points a game. They do have the better defense. They have a pretty decent secondary. They give up a lot of yards on the ground, but the Bruins are not successful running the ball. I'm going to go with Northwestern winning. I think UCLA may even have the lead up to the third quarter, but they don't have the depth. They don't have the leadership. Northwestern wins 24-17. ESPN 2, 3:30 p.m. The 2-2 Baylor Bears, they could use a win here, get back above 500 on the road versus the 1-2 Oklahoma State Cowboys. Mike Gundy's been fired. A lot of unknowns with this team. The Cowboys, a 15.4% chance to win. Baylor, an 84.6% chance. The seat is getting hot in Baylor. They need to walk away with the dub. Right now, the Bears, 20.5% chance to win, a 57.5 over-under. Baylor, 34.5 points a game. One of the best passing teams in the nation, 338.5 pass yards, 138.8 rushing yards, giving up 29.3. The specialty is supposed to be the defense from this coaching staff. It has not been the entire tenure there. Oklahoma State, 14 points a game, giving up 31.7. Unfortunately for Mike Gundy, who was the second longest tenured coach when he got fired this week. That's the reason that he got fired. Right now, Flores is just having a god-awful season for Oklahoma State. They're not going to move the ball, but the Bears' defense is pretty bad, so they'll at least get some garbage points here. But Robertson for Baylor, one of the best passing quarterbacks in the nation. Almost 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns, 3 picks. He is efficient. Talented wide receiver core. Baylor, they open up the floodgates here passing. They win 42-21. Then at 3:30 p.m. on Fox, Big 12 versus Big 12, 3-1. The Utah Utes coming off that loss versus Texas Tech, losing that game, drop them out of the top 25. If they can get a W here, they'll be 4-1. This is a top 25 caliber team. We got to get them back in the top 25. A strong, dominating win here would definitely do that. This is one of those teams. Keep your eye on them still for the Big 12. They'll be on the road versus 2-2 West Virginia Mountaineers. Rich Rodriguez is back, leading the way for the Mountaineers. They have a 27.8% chance to win. Utah is 72.2. The Utes, 12.5-point favorites, 47.5 over-under. I love Kyle Whittingham, very underappreciated coach. The third longest tenured coach in the nation. Oh, sorry, I think he's number 2 now because Mike Gundy's technically been fired. Utah, 36.8 points a game. Not the best offensive showing this past week, but still overall the numbers are good. Throwing for 210.8, running for 242.8. For the love of God, thankfully, Cam Rising's gone. They no longer have an injured quarterback. They're actually putting up really good offensive stats, and they're only giving up 14.8. This defense is good. One of the best offensive lines in the nation, a very physical front seven. West Virginia, 24 points a game, throwing for 203, running for 205. They are balanced, giving up 21.3 points per game. Looking at the Utes, I love Dampier, 800 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, 2 picks, almost 250 on the ground. He can do a little bit of everything. Miracle for West Virginia, you got to keep the turnovers down. Utah is going to be in your face. You're going to be under pressure. They're going to be trying to force turnovers. I have the Utes winning this one 33-17. Then at 4 p.m. on ESPNU, the 3-1 Tulane Green Wave. This team, very talented team, very underappreciated coaching staff. With Retzlaff taking over the reins, they can do everything. This guy comes over from BYU, experienced, veteran quarterback, and he's playing it. He's throwing the ball, running the ball. They'll be on the road versus 2-2, the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. They have a very tall task here. They have to beat Tulane coming into their house with the high-flying offense. Right now, Tulane, 15.5-point favorites, a 52.5 over over-under. Tulane, 25 points a game, throwing for 172.8, running for 211, giving up 26.5 points a game. Tulsa, 22.8, giving up 20.5. Right now, Retzlaff, what does he have? Almost 600 yards passing, almost 400 yards on the ground. They have the better overall team, but I think the game might surprisingly be a little close. Give me Tulane to win this one, 30-21. Then ACC versus ACC, the CW Network, 7 p.m., 1-3 Virginia Tech Hokies. Brent Pry's been fired. They're kind of leaderless right now. How do they respond with all of that adversity on the road versus the NC State Wolfpack? Started out last year, top 25, fell off the rails. Actually, a solid, decent start to the season. 3-1 record right now with the chance to move to 4-1 with an in-conference win that would be massive. NC State, 63.8% chance to win. The Hokies, a 36.2. You have the Wolfpack here, 10-point favorites, 57 over-under. Virginia Tech, 23.8 points a game, giving up 29.8, giving up 214 through the air, 158 on the ground. NC State, 31.5 points a game, throwing for 270.8, running for 170.3. They can run the ball. They're really going to pressure Virginia Tech. They're going to control the clock here. They are giving up 29.3. They don't have a good defense. That used to be their specialty here. But either way, I think they win this game 34-21. 7 p.m. on ESPN2, 4-0, the Memphis Tigers. As long as they don't have some massive letdowns here, this may be potentially be the representative for the group of 5 in the final 12. They are undefeated. If they move to 5-0, might be very hard to keep them out of the top 25, especially with that win versus the SEC versus Arkansas last week, 32-31. The AP voters, you might not be able to ignore them for long. They're on the road here versus 1-2 FAU. Memphis, 13.5-point favorite, 63.5 over-under. Memphis, 35.8 points a game, throwing for 201.8, running for 236.3, the ground and pound, giving up 16 a game. FAU, 30.3 points a game, throwing for 326.7. They do love to chuck the ball around. 135 on the ground, giving up 30.3. Very questionable defense for FAU. Veldkamp, 8 touchdowns, 7 picks. I do not like those turnovers here. You don't want to give the ball back to this Memphis offense. They have Lewis, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, almost 850 on the ground. Smith, 400 rushing yards. Give me Memphis walking away with the win, 41-16. Second to last game, we're going to be looking at an SEC matchup. SEC Network, 7:45 p.m., 2-1 Kentucky Wildcats. This is Mark Stoops. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to play defense. They're going to run the ball. They're on the road versus 2-2 South Carolina Gamecocks. Pretty sure, what are they riding? A 2-game losing streak right now. Started out the season like top 12, got into the top 10. I said the entire time, the offense does not look efficient. Sellers can't hit the open wide receiver. And then they fell off the last 2 games. Sellers should be fully healthy here right now. Can they get things back on track? They still have a long runway here, but they got to get hot. They got to get hot fast. Right now, the Gamecocks, 57.8% chance to win. Kentucky, 42.3% chance. South Carolina's 5.5-point favorites, 47.5 over-under. I will say this. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but have this game marked down on potential upset alert here. South Carolina can easily lose this one. Kentucky always pulls off one upset per season. The rest of the season, they don't usually play good football, but they're usually good for 1 or 2 games. Kentucky, 31.7 points a game, throwing for 170.7, running the ball, like I said, 214.7, giving up 23 games. South Carolina, 22.3 points a game. They got to get that number up. They need to at least be at 30, 31 points a game. Throwing for 220.3, running for 80.3, giving up 20.3 points a game. Right now, Sellers, I need to see some more accuracy from you. Get that ground game going. Sellers scrambling, facing on the ground. Give me the Gamecocks pulling off the W still nonetheless, 27-23. And we made it to our final game of the season, 7:30 p.m., Fox Sports 1, 2-1 Appalachian State. You never not want to be prepared for Appalachian State. If you take them, well, if you don't take them serious, they're going to upset you. On the road here versus 2-1 Boise State Broncos. Made it to the playoffs last season. The group of 5 representative. Yes, they lost that one. They lost Ashton Gentry. They had everything in front of them. Started out the season top 25. Lost week 1. They still have a chance to rebound. They lost versus a pretty good USF team. Everything's still in front of them. If they win out, probably going to be the group of 5 representative. Don't forget about the Boise State Broncos. They have an 85.6% chance to win. Appalachian State, 14.4. Boise State, 16.5-point favorite, 61.5 over-under. App State, 25.3, throwing for a 257.7. They're chucking it around. Running for 162, giving up 20.7 points a game. Boise State, 35.7 points a game, throwing for 291.7, running for 244. Pretty balanced numbers, giving up 28.3 points per game. Without Ashton Gentry, they had to find themselves. They're now starting to find themselves. They're now starting to hit the ground running, coming off of 2 straight wins with over 49 points each of those wins. They have Matson, veteran quarterback, 808 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 picks. Riley at running back, Marshall at wide receiver. Give me Boise getting the win here, 38-24. Guys, that's all of our non-top 25 matchups we're going to break down. That's our predictions for them. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, drop them below. Let me know who you think is going to win these matchups. Drop the scores down in the comment section. I will respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, make sure to check out that pinned comment down below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. And as always, thank you guys for watching.